Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have an uncanny ability to manipulate others and bend them to their will? This is where the world of dark psychology comes into play. A riveting domain that delves into the less illuminated corners of human behavior. Dark psychology is not just a casual term. Rather, it's a field of study that investigates the darker aspects of our nature: manipulation, deception, and persuasion, to name just a few. It seeks to comprehend how some individuals can tap into these traits, effectively wielding them to influence others. But it's not all about coercion and control. Dark psychology also explores the mechanisms that drive these behaviors, providing insights into why people do what they do. Intrigued yet? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the depths of dark psychology and explore its intriguing facets. Dark psychology, in essence, is the science behind what makes the bad guys tick. So what exactly is dark psychology? At its core, it is the study of the human condition and its darker side. It's an exploration of the darker aspects of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's about understanding why people do harmful things to others, and how we can protect ourselves from such behavior. Dark psychology encompasses several key aspects, including manipulation, deception, persuasion, and mind control. Each of these elements is a tool that can be used to influence another person's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Manipulation, for instance, involves influencing someone to act in a certain way or believe certain things, often without their knowledge. This could be as simple as a salesperson convincing you to buy a product, or as complex as a politician swaying public opinion. Deception, on the other hand, is about presenting false information or creating an illusion to mislead others. It's the magician's sleight of hand, the con artist's convincing lie, or even the everyday white lies we tell to avoid conflict. Persuasion is a more benign aspect of dark psychology. It's about convincing others to see things from your perspective or take a certain course of action. While persuasion can be used for nefarious purposes, it is also a crucial part of everyday interactions, from negotiating a raise to convincing your kids to eat their vegetables. And finally, we come to mind control, perhaps the most sinister aspect of dark psychology. This involves controlling another person's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to an extent where they lose their sense of self. It's what cult leaders do to their followers, what abusive partners do to their victims. It's important to note that understanding dark psychology is not about becoming a villain or a manipulator. Instead, it's about becoming more aware of these tactics and techniques so that we can protect ourselves and others from those who might use them for harmful purposes. While it might sound like something out of a thriller, dark psychology is very much a part of our everyday lives. Now that we understand what dark psychology is, it's time to unpack the tools used in this field. Dark psychology utilizes an array of techniques, each designed to influence, persuade, or manipulate others. Let's delve into some of the most common tools. Firstly, we have neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short. This entails using language to influence an individual's thoughts and behaviors. For instance, advertisers often employ NLP to make their products more appealing. They use specific phrases and words that subconsciously provoke positive emotions in consumers, making them more likely to make a purchase. Next up is persuasion, an art as old as time itself. Persuasion is about convincing others to see things your way. Politicians, for instance, are masters at this. They know how to craft their messages in ways that resonate with their target audience, swaying public opinion in their favor. Then, we have manipulation. This is a more insidious tool, as it involves controlling someone else's actions or perceptions without their knowledge. An example of this can be seen in toxic relationships, where one partner may manipulate the other into believing they are at fault for the problems in the relationship. Lastly, deception is another key tool in dark psychology. Deception involves intentionally misleading others to achieve a specific outcome, whether it's a poker player bluffing to win a hand, or a scam artist deceiving their victims. Deception is a powerful tool when wielded effectively. However, it's important to remember that while these tools can be used in harmful ways, they can also be used for good. NLP, for example, is often used in therapy to help individuals overcome fears or phobias. Persuasion can be used to encourage positive behaviors, like convincing a friend to quit smoking. In essence, the tools of dark psychology are like a double-edged sword. They can be used to help or harm, depending on the wielder's intentions. As you can see,
dark psychology is not just for villains in movies, it's a tool that can be used by anyone, for good or for ill.
So, what happens when someone falls prey to the techniques of dark psychology? The impact of dark psychology is akin to the silent ripples in a pond after a stone is thrown. The effects, though subtle, can be far-reaching and profound. Imagine a puppeteer pulling strings, subtly influencing the actions, thoughts, and behaviors of the puppet. That's the power dark psychology wields over unsuspecting individuals. Dark psychology operates by exploiting the vulnerabilities of its victims. It's as if a lockpicker has found the perfect key to unlock the person's mind, gaining unparalleled access to their deepest fears, hopes, and desires. Once inside, they can plant seeds of doubt, manipulate emotions, and ultimately control actions. The victim, unaware of this mental intrusion, may feel a sense of unease, confusion, or even helplessness without understanding the cause. The effects of dark psychology on individuals can be devastating. It can lead to emotional distress, negative self-perception, and even mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. It can erode trust, damage relationships, and lead to a pervasive sense of isolation. But the impact of dark psychology extends beyond the individual. It ripples out to touch the society at large. When wielded by those in positions of power, these techniques can be used to manipulate the masses. From shaping public opinion, to controlling consumer behavior, to influencing political outcomes, dark psychology can be a powerful tool for control and coercion on a societal level. It's crucial to understand that the potency of dark psychology lies in its subtlety. Its effects are rarely overt or immediately apparent. Instead, they are insidious, creeping in slowly, until they have taken root deep within the psyche of the individual or the fabric of society. And herein lies the danger. Because dark psychology operates under the radar, its impact can go unnoticed until it's too late. The result? A society where manipulation is the norm, trust is a rarity, and genuine human connection is replaced with calculated control. The impact of dark psychology can be profound, affecting not just the individual but also the society at large. While dark psychology can be used for nefarious purposes, it's important to remember that it can also be used for good. Dark psychology, in essence, is a profound understanding of human behavior, motivations, and emotions. It's a toolbox filled with techniques that can be used to influence and persuade. But like any toolbox, the tools within can be used for construction or destruction. It all boils down to the intentions of the person holding the tools. Let's consider therapy and counseling, for example. Therapists often use techniques derived from dark psychology to help their clients overcome trauma, phobias, and other psychological issues. They might use methods such as neuro-linguistic programming or NLP, which involves the use of language to influence a person's thoughts and behaviors. Through careful and ethical application, a therapist can steer a client towards healthier thought patterns and behaviors. Another positive application can be seen in negotiations, whether it's a business deal, a diplomatic conversation, or a simple barter at a local market. Understanding the psychological underpinnings of the other party can lead to more fruitful outcomes. This isn't about manipulation, but about creating a win-win situation where both parties leave the table feeling satisfied. Moreover, dark psychology can be used responsibly in self-improvement and personal development. By understanding our own psychological triggers and biases, we can work towards becoming better versions of ourselves. We can break free from destructive habits, cultivate resilience, and improve our decision-making abilities. But remember, the key word here is responsibly. It's crucial to respect the autonomy and dignity of others when using these techniques. Consent and transparency should always be at the forefront. It's not about controlling others, but about fostering understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. Let's not forget the golden rule of ethics. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you wouldn't like someone using these techniques on you without your knowledge or consent, then it's not ethical to do the same to others. Dark psychology, like any other tool, is only as good or as bad as the person wielding it. So let's strive to be the kind of people who use these tools for the betterment of ourselves and others. We've journeyed through the murky waters of dark psychology, exploring its many facets. We kicked off with a deep dive into the enigma of dark psychology, illuminating its meaning and significance. From there, we navigated through the tools of this complex discipline, exposing the strategies and tactics that can influence behavior and manipulate perceptions. We then delved into the impact of dark psychology, examining the profound influence it can have in diverse fields, from business to politics. And let's not forget our discussion on the responsible use of dark psychology. It's not all doom and gloom. These techniques can be harnessed for positive outcomes, fostering empathy, understanding, and robust communication. In essence, dark psychology is a potent tool, compelling yet potentially dangerous. It's a double-edged sword that we must wield with care. Remember, knowledge is power and understanding. Dark psychology gives us the power to protect ourselves and use these techniques for good rather than ill.